Oh my God. You know what I've been thinking lately, guys? Oh, I'm pissed. People don't know how to make eggs. I mean, what's going on in this country? There's a problem in this country and it's called egg f***ery. You know, eggs are one of those things that you need to know how to cook. But the problem is that a lot of people, they don't know how. They don't get it. They don't know how to scramble them, they don't know how to boil them, and you sure as don't know how to make omelets. The thing is that if you don't know how to make a f***ing egg, how are you gonna get through the rest of your life? So today on Quest for the Best, I'm gonna teach you how to make a Japanese egg omelet called Tamagoyaki. If after today you still don't know how to f***ing make an egg, it's not gonna be my f***ing fault. I'm watching you, and I'm teaching you today on Quest for the Best. Did I already say that? Today on Quest for the Best. Bitches, let's get cracking.
Japanese omelet, take one.
You want to try and pronounce it?
Absolutely.
Tamagoyaki. You know, in America, we're pretty used to making the standard omelet with like mushrooms and cheese and peppers and ham and all kinds of bullshit. But this morning, we're going to be making a traditional Japanese style omelet to introduce you to something which you may not be aware of. Like a French omelet, there's a lot of different ways to do it. There's a lot of technique involved, none of which I have. So I'm going to do my best to teach you to be able to make this at home. It's a very delicious way to make an omelet. And it's a very different way to do it. So hopefully it resonates with you. So we're gonna take 2 eggs. This one's a pretty large one. I'm gonna crack it there. I'm gonna put it into a bowl, and you can see a nice golden yolk. Very good. And do the second one. In this version, I have what is called dashi, which is a Japanese bonito fish stock, and I mixed it with a little bit of sake. I'm gonna do about 1.5 tablespoons. This is a mixture of soy sauce and mirin. Mirin is like a sweet cooking wine, so it adds a little bit of sweetness to it. It's just a regular soy sauce. This is about 2 tablespoons. So I'm gonna put it in there. When you're making tamagoyaki, you're not gonna be cooking it in a traditional non-stick skillet. You're gonna use one of these square tamagoyaki pans. It's a square pan because what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be filling it with the egg mixture after you scramble it, and you're basically gonna be making a rectangle from your mixture, and you're gonna be rolling it. So this pan is specifically designed so that you can roll the rectangle multiple times. You're gonna be continuing to add more egg mixture until it gets, you know, relatively thick, and then you're gonna make it into slices. So the traditional way to grease that pan is you're gonna take a paper towel, like a square piece of paper towel, and you're gonna soak it in canola oil. You can use vegetable oil. So here, after we've taken the
Japanese omelet, take 2.
It's called Tamagoyaki. It's not hard to pronounce. If you can pronounce octopus, you can pronounce Tamagoyaki. Okay. So once you take your mixture and you've added your mirin, you can, instead of using mirin, you could use a sugar. You can use, and you don't even have to add a sweetness. I like sort of that salty, sweet, and the bonito flakes kind of add a little bit of smoky flavor as well. So it's a very well-balanced flavor. And I prefer this over a regular omelet because a regular omelet, I don't know, it just doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. The only flavor that you're getting from it is when you're adding mushrooms and cheese. This doesn't have any of that. It's a pretty simple, straightforward dish. What you're gonna do is you're gonna scramble it using your chopsticks. You can use forks if you're not chopstick savvy, like myself. I'm super chopstick savvy, y'all. I know how to do it. Look at me go. And again, you wanna tilt the bowl, and you want to kind of go in a clockwise, up, down, incorporate some air into it so you get kind of a nice fluffy texture. So we're going to take our Tamagoyaki pan, and we're going to take our paper towel that has been soaked in a canola oil, and we're just going to rub every crevice of this pan with oil. And then we're going to take it over to the stove. So we're going to heat it on a medium-low, kind of in between low and medium. If you want it to be light, you want it to be fluffy. You also don't want it to cook too quickly. You want it to cook at an even temperature, slowly, so that you're able to have a nice even coloration and the heat isn't going to affect the flavor of the egg itself. A traditional way to judge how hot the pan is by bringing it to your face so you can feel the heat coming off of the pan. So I'm going to be taking my mixture, I'm going to use a ladle. Already you can hear it cooking really high, so I'm going to turn this down because that is not what you want. You don't want it to overcook too quickly. So we're going to go from the top to the bottom. We're going to make sure that the entire bottom of the pan is coated. Be moving it around. Traditionally, you would be using chopsticks for the entirety of this cooking endeavor, I guess. But for me, because I find it to be rather difficult to be using chopsticks to actually flip the eggs, I'm going to be taking this small, I mean, this is cheating, admittedly, but I'm going to be taking this smaller spatula so that I can essentially move the top layer of the egg, and I'm going to be rolling it section by section until it meets all the way at the bottom, and I'm going to be pushing it forward, adding another ladle, and doing the same thing until we're out of our egg mixture. So from here, I'm going to be taking the top, and I'm going to kind of separate the mixture from the bottom here. I'm going to be taking the top and essentially bringing it forward, like so. Okay? I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to continue taking the top, bringing it forward like this, and lastly, doing it one more time, like so. Okay? And then I'm going to push this all the way down to the top here. I'm going to take my chopsticks and my soaked towel. I'm going to redistribute oil onto the base here and take another ladle, adding more egg mixture to the bottom here so that it gets underneath. And we're going to repeat the process again. Flip it. I use the pan to help me flip it. Flip it. There we go. And then bring it down all the way back. Once again, last time. We're going to add the rest of our mixture down here. You want to roll it so that it's nice and tight, so that there's not a huge air pocket in there, because you want everything to kind of be like an even texture and density. I'm gonna separate this from the base. Flip it. Whoop. Flip it. Like you can see, got a really nice rectangular shape. We're going to let it cook just a little bit because there was still a little bit of a runny mixture when I flip it. I'm going to take this is a bamboo rolling mat, traditionally used for sushi when you're rolling sushi. I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay this down on my cutting board, and I'm going to bring this back over here. I'm going to take this out and easily, you can see, lay that right there. And just use this to kind of make a nice shape. Just kind of continue to shape it a little bit like this. So I'm going to take a couple of chives here. So here I'm just going to make some pretty minuscule little cuts here, kind of on the bias. Okay. So now I'm going to take my egg omelet, my Tamagoyaki, out of its bamboo container. So I'm going to make some little cuts. One. Okay. Sprinkle on my chives. from there, ladies and gentlemen, we have our Tamagoyaki, our beautiful Japanese egg omelet. And you can see it's still like a little bit wiggly, which is what you want. You don't want it to be too firm. It's nice and tight. There's not a whole lot of bubbles in there, but you can see the rolling. And there's a little bit of chive on there. It's got a nice smoky flavor, that sweetness from the mirin. It's a good omelet. So I hope you guys have enjoyed making eggs today. Go home, do it, impress your friends. Life's too short to eat bad food, so sell for nothing less than the best.